Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to know videos, the paid request. This one is from James, who wanted me to do a second part to The Rise and Fall of AVGN's Quality by Dylan the Night Owl. I think someone else had requested the first part, and then I can't remember, but James wanted me to react to a second part of it. Now, the first part is on my channel for those who want to follow along. I have the link to Dylan the Night Owl's video. I'm not going to show the video because I don't want to steal the guy's video. Plus with copyright and stuff, there's a lot of issues with that, so I think last time I was paused at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 57 seconds. So if you're on your computer and you want to follow along, I have the link down below if you want to hit that and put in another tab or another window. You can follow along with me. He says second part. I think what I'll do is since these are in chapters, I'm in the golden age of AVGN. The second part I'll probably get to the end of this and where it starts the Prolong Dream AVGN movie. Because the Prolong Dream AVGN movie, that alone is an hour and a half. Then the Age of Screenwave, that's about 2 hours. So I'll put I don't know. Just that alone is an hour. We'll see. At least an hour, maybe more. We'll see. But now I'm paused at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 57 seconds for those who want to follow along. 3, 2, 1. Pressing play. Yeah, he was talking about Mike Matei and James Rolfe worked together. How the two of them and Kyle Justin seem like friends that were just working together, having fun. Which is the age of innocence, in a way. Friends just working together, dot the I's, cross the T's, fix things with duct tape and scotch tape, and just yeah, my Matei has done some dumb things, but I like Matei. I do. He's done some dumb things, though. But yeah, when he left AVGN, things definitely changed. But it looks like he's having fun streaming on his Twitch and then he puts on YouTube, so it's worked out for him. Yeah, but this is from his review of Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout, which is an entertaining episode. Now, of course, the reason for those watching he has this footage the way it is because he wants to avoid copyright. I remember YouTube. The Atari pornography games. That's a good episode because you learn about games you never heard of before, sort of an underbelly that was hidden. Like I say, it was interesting to see how the games had their own little wallet, billfold type of case to keep it secret. And just how crazy these games were, and that these were reality. Yeah, you do have some pretty funny jokes in this. Yeah, that guy had like a 5 foot schlong hanging off the building. Used it as a pogo stick. Nintendo Power. I remember that being. Yep, that was an entertaining episode. And I didn't grow with the magazine. I once in a while flipped through stuff like Game Pro, Electronic Gaming Monthly, but it was cool to see like some of the weird like jokes people had in that, and walkthroughs and cartoons and strange covers that they had. Definitely for a lot of people, a trip down memory lane. I agree. Educational would be a good way to put it. But you definitely tell that this is stuff James actually cared about in terms of when he played games. This is stuff he looked at. This is stuff he looked through back to the day. Like I really doubt. I don't know. Try to think of something he does nowadays. If he has a lot of history with that, but this is something that he could personally relate to, have experience with. Super Mario Bros. The movie, which I enjoy that film from 1993. That's a fun one. Distinctive LG and style for Back to the Future. Yeah, definitely distinctive style, like X-Men. And yeah, Ninja Turtles was very popular. I mean, a lot of people bought that game back in the day. Super Mario Bros. 3 is a classic. Castlevania 2, that has a cool cover. Holding Dracula's head, and it does look like he's giving the middle finger. I don't know how they got away with it. It does look like, hey, this. I mean, there's no other way to take it. So we'll edit it too. Going back and forth between all the pages and James's reactions. Owls are cool. Oh, I hated this episode, The Addams Family, the Fester's Request. One of the laziest reviews. I disagree. I don't think it's solid. I think it's one of his lazier episodes. It was more about the skit, and the skit I don't think was that funny. And there's a lot more of the game they could have talked about, because he only gets through like the first boss. A lot more of the game should have been incorporated and talked about. A Fester's Quest. They should just taken out the skit. I remember that being very disappointing, the Fester's Quest. Because I played that game back in the day. There's a lot more to say about that game. Like I say, he only got through like the first boss. He didn't even get to the whip and all the other stuff. And how the crazier bosses, the other weapons that you have to utilize. Now, Tetsuya Master and Halloween, I do like these two reviews. Fester's Quest I thought was lazy. These two I didn't think were lazy. Even this, I thought the skit, like the scroll to make it look like Tetsuya Master. I forget who they hired to be the old guy. I thought they picked the right guy to play that character. And he got some laughs out of me. I'll make you a deal. Actually, that's not just, oh, come on now. No, wait, hold it. I'll give you this game too. I don't know where they shot this, but they picked a pretty decent location. I did definitely see some effort put into this one. Yeah, the older guy with the banjo, I thought, oh, that's $100. 100 pesos. If you don't look at it, you put it back down on the table. And because it's a Atari game, there's really not much to say, so they go into the way it looks. Again, there's not much to talk or mention about, but so they go through as much as they can. Of course, it's supposed to be like Bill Moseley and Chainsaw Master 2. What is that, the Rambo 3 soundtrack? Which I do like to just... The first two Chainsaw Master films I like. Third one is okay. After that, not so much. But again, just like the Friday 13 Number on Elm Street, this was a good 1-2 punch. Chainsaw Master and Halloween. It's one of those where the skits actually work well within, like, he went pretty, as much in depth as you can with that game. Yeah, the face gets stuck, just like in the game. Nice reference to the video game, yeah. Yep. I see why he added a couple other games, because again, Halloween, there's not a whole lot to say about these old Atari games. You go left and right. You get killed fairly, in a gory way. Granted, the monologue doesn't make sense because he's so surprised that it exists, but then he says he used to have this game back to the day. But maybe just use it, well, he's so surprised that, wow, you have that? But it may seem as if he never knew it existed, but... He said keep it locked in his closet. Well, it wasn't in his closet. He bought it off the damn old man. Oh yeah, the kids. I don't know who these kids are. It's not chocolate, it's not poop, it's shit. See, that's a lot of stuff was missing from the Andrew Video Game Nerd movie. Where it's like in that one it's trying to be so beloved by everybody. Which was a weird decision. I like the addition of Silent Hill music. I recognize the music this guy has, Dylan. It's music from Silent Hill. Good choice.
Hope you guys enjoyed the meal.
Oh, shut up, stupid phone. The way the kid throws it, it hits James right in the face. I wonder if that was planned or that was by accident. That hit him in the damn face. You suck. You suck. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a good point. When he tried to do the Arnold Schwarzenegger from Turner and Cop, shut up. You tell it's so. It's like he didn't want to yell in reality because he thought it would steer the kids. That's like you should just film him separately saying like how someone would actually say shut up, and then cut to the kids. Well, I don't think it's supposed to make Michael Myers mad. I think playing the game is supposed to make him sleepy because it's so boring. Well, I mean, I didn't think there'd be another Michael Myers episode because I don't think there's any other Michael Myers games to play. Oh, Cinemassacre. This is okay. So this is when James started doing the Cinemaster stuff. 30 days. So here's my question: how could he do 31 reviews in 31 days at this point, but he couldn't do it nowadays, and he had to have other writers who plagiarized? Because he has a family. Well, if this is his job, it's his job. And you don't have to write it. Just sit down and talk about the movie for 5 minutes. Even if you just want to write notes. This is the plot. What do you like? This, and this. You can even put like right here. Think about it. You can put it right here. You can have something to hold your notepad here. You know, just refer to it. I mean, the Monster Madness stuff was okay. I mean, a lot of these films I had seen and enjoyed a lot of those movies as well. So it's stuff I either knew about, but I mean, they were fine for what they needed to be. Jaws, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I agree, film, but yeah, he's a film fan first and foremost. I think you just need to do it one time, though. I don't think you need to come back every single year, because then you start running out of movies. But, oh well. It, Terror from Beyond Space. Yeah, Alien, what it influenced, like Metroid, among other stuff, yeah. So yeah, Dylan just going through Cinemassacre, the Monster Madness. Yeah, I guess if he didn't do Angry Video Nerd, he probably would have done movie reviews eventually. But I don't know if they would have been as popular. Oh yeah, he did do a Godzilla marathon. That's right. I remember that. 2007. You know what's BS. I was always indifferent to that. You know what's BS. Sometimes it was okay and kind of funny, but sometimes it's like, really? I think a lot of times it's like shoelaces. I never had an issue with shoelaces. Once I tie them up, they're perfectly fine. But sometimes there was some funny stuff there. Like if you have, okay, the James Bond films, they'll put them in a box set, but they don't put them in order. If you're new to it, then you don't know which to watch first. You know, that type of thing. Yeah, I saw a lot more people inspired by Angry Video Nerd. iRedeemer, yeah. Enter the iRedeemer. This Jediite. I bet that was Army 21. Just remember that episode with the shoes. I forget the name of the game. There's Urinating Tree. Yeah, Wiz War 100. Silent Rob. A lot of guys. Army 21. Rest in peace, Marcus. That's funny. It kept showing Army 21. I'm like, okay, he doesn't mean him. So yeah, Irate Gamer. Never was a fan of Tris Boers. I thought he was a less funny, more fake sounding AVGN. I saw the video where he finally talked about this stuff and something about there was an AVGN clone contest. So he made these videos to try to be like AVGN for that contest. But people enjoyed it. And because some people enjoyed it, so he kept doing it. So... yeah, Back to the Future and other stuff felt very much like copycats. Yeah, there were people that said James copied Chris, and I'm like, do you know how time works? Do you know how dates work? Army 21 rants, yeah. I'm glad that he mentions Army 21. He was actually my favorite. I like James, but Army was my favorite because it's much more simple and his anger seemed much more real. My insomnia is cured. He puts me to sleep. Boring. Put anyone to sleep. I agree. Kind of curious. Oh, damn. I guess he didn't do one for Irate Gamer Tris Boers. I didn't find one. Maybe I typed in Irate Gamer, I typed in Tris Boers, I didn't see it, so... And this was 2 years ago he did this, so... I don't know if he changed his mind. Maybe he did it and I just couldn't find it. I have to look harder. I figured it'd be under Irate Gamer, but... Or he forgot or changed his mind or something, I don't know. Yeah. That guy with the glasses, channel awesome. I've never been a Nostalgia Critic fan. I've never been a fan of Doug. Never have. Never enjoyed his stuff. Never was entertained. And I think at one point, he mentioned this before, that if James didn't get into video game stuff as that character, maybe eventually he would do... how I put it. I think James would have maybe the guy. That's what the guy meant. That James would have got into movie reviews. I mean, think about it. Like James, he's much more of a movie fan, so maybe he'd be more comfortable or more happy. So now we're seeing footage of the collaborations going to happen between Nostalgia Crate and AVGN. That's crazy. That's like over 15 years ago. That's crazy. At least. Sorry, I'm listening to what Doug is saying. But yeah, it's crazy how you see where these guys were and where they've gone to in terms of popularity, in terms of how people at the internet think of them. James, because of the Streamwave guys, because of the movie not doing that well in the public eye. Doug Walker, because of the change the channel stuff, where most of the people left that site. And I think the site is gone, isn't it? Let me double check. Yeah, I think the site is gone. The website's finally gone. February. Yeah, the website is completely gone. So, there you go. It was a slow death, bleeding like a stuck pig. I mean, to give credit, at least they had their 15 minutes. Me, I'm someone that is trying to climb desperately for those 15 minutes, but yeah, sense of jealousy, sense of envy, but people are far from perfect. Obviously, Doug, definitely has some talent. That's why he got popular. He hit a niche. He hit the right nerve for a lot of people, and people. There's still a lot of people to this day that enjoy his stuff, enjoy his work, and he still continue to do videos. But at the end, if people like him, that's fine. I have nothing against people who enjoy Doug Walker, Nostalgia Crate. It just never did much for me. Never did stuff for me in terms of entertainment, laughs. Some of his reviews, like for Pink Floyd's The Wall, I know they're meant more for comedy, but I just didn't think they were that funny. I mean, that guy with the glasses, I remember probably the only two people I saw from that, video-wise, was Brad Jones, the Cinema Snob, and Spoonie. Spoonie would usually do more video game stuff. And Spoonie, I enjoyed his work from... I think his review of E.T. is better than James Rolfe's E.T. review. Zombie Samurai Nation, or Samurai Zombie, whatever it was, Zombie Nation, or Samurai Zombie, whatever it's called. What else? Robin Hood video game, a lot of that stuff I really enjoyed. And God, I'm trying to think. Oh, the FMV, full motion video reviews he did for like Giant Mnemonic and some of those games. They're pretty entertaining to watch. That like he did a really good job. And Sally Spooney. It's around the time when James was getting his movie done, and then it's like, well, other people don't do versions of their movies, and Spooney, like, oh, Spooney don't do a movie. I think he had people send in money, but nothing ever happened with that. He had like a that kind of just went down the tubes, and then he did less video game reviews. He just talked more about wrestling, much more about wrestling, which was fine with me. It was still entertaining rants and stuff, but he would just do like movie reviews, and they were like an hour long, which I can understand because I was doing reviews that long as well. And then he just kind of quit doing it, and he had a lot of issues in his head, and seemed like a mental breakdown. And once in a blue moon, you see him stream, and you just see the video game. But Sally, that's a guy that, I mean, if he came back and said, you know what, I'm going to do this video, then I'm going to do this video, I'm going to do this video, and just, I think, you know, forgive and forget, that type of sentiment. It's, you know, it seems like he doesn't want to take the step. And then Brad Jones Simmons stop, he's the one I watched the most, I would say, because he would like talk about these obscure exploitation, horror, weird, tooty, crazy movies. He doesn't really do that anymore. And that's the thing. Like, I get it. He's a different person. He's a very different person. He's got a family. He's got a kid. He's got a wife. Either the videos will be a problem with copyright or other stuff. And I guess you say he still does some weird videos, but it's like, okay, it's stuff like April Fool's Day 2008 remake, or a very unlucky leprechaun, some family film, or he'll do a popular film like Roadhouse, Dune, It's Alive, the Hellraiser films. I think there's some videos he does that he only puts on his, maybe not his website, but his like Patreon stuff. Maybe ones that have a bit more in terms of copyright. But that's the thing, is that back then, like, it seemed like much more of a Wild Wild West for copyright. So you get more of the rivalry between James Rolfe and Nostalgia Critic, and them playing into their characters. And you tell that, you know, James Rolfe, I don't know if he's the best at ad-libbing. I think he prefers things to be a lot more scripted. And Doug, I think he feels like he's a bit more comfortable with ad-libbing. Whether those are good or bad ad-libs, that's up to the viewer. But like I say, it's one of those things where I'm sure people were into Nostalgia Critic. They enjoy the rivalry. To me, I never really got much into that whole thing, because I didn't like Nostalgia Critic. So yeah, I remember James reviewing Ricky 1, and that was the reason for it. And then Nostalgia Critic reviewed a video game, them kind of making fun of the other. And that's kind of nice. They got Kyle Justin to do a different song for it. Okay, but did he just do an intro, or did he actually do a review of video game? Oh, Baby's Kids. That's funny. I have someone requested for you to play that game, Baby's Kids. So I'll try to have that done sometime this month. It's for Vante. He said play as long as you can, which probably won't be for long because I don't know how to play that. That's a pretty bad movie too. Not a big fan of the movie Baby's Kids. Pretty terrible film. Doesn't make sense he would play a movie based game. Maybe what it is with Doug Walker, like when he talks, it's even more exaggerated, much more bigger and grander. Like he's on some kind of like got a shot of adrenaline. Just much more like hyper of a kid, and kind of gets on my nerves a little bit more. Maybe it's just the tone of voice he has. I don't know. Yeah, you'd probably be wondering what the hell you're supposed to do in the game. Sorry, I'm not saying that. I'm just watching I never did see the Baby's Kids review he did. I gotta say, this Dylan Nile is definitely going very thorough, trying to look at every nook and cranny he can, including the tongue-in-cheek rivalry between the nerd and the nostalgia critic. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember seeing this video either, so that's why I'm being silent, kind of watching along what's going on. Yeah, on watches you see that James, this would never happen today between these two guys. I think they're still friendly with each other. I think when they had that podcast that no one listened to, I think Doug was a guest on there. Which is, the one time I think I saw it was that I think Brad Jones was on at one point. Which, if that's the case, I actually, that would have been a guest I would have liked to have seen. Just James and Brad Jones, I think, would have worked a lot better together. I do. I'm trying to see. Sorry, I'm trying to find this stuff. I don't know if I can find it now. Actually, you know what? I think it was. Yeah, it was Brad and Doug with the other guy and James. That's what it was about. It was all four of them together. So that was what the deal was. It was just the four of them together. That little fight with lightsabers and guns and all this other stuff. Which, I mean, there were people that did like this stuff with the skits and the special effects and all that other stuff. And if people like that thing, that's the thing people like. But I think for some of us, it's like, okay, it's cute, but, people enjoy the criticism, the reviews more that is interspersed with maybe a funny skit. Hopefully funny skit, but it's the review that's the bread and butter. And when you start taking that out, like the Angry Video Game Nerd, and like the nostalgia critics movies, like the Uncanny Valley, and To Boldly Flee, and all that stuff, you just see that if they do skits, a little goes a long way. But don't forget that your bread and butter is the review itself. Making fun of the game or making fun of the movie in hopefully funny ways that you can relate to. Go, yeah, that was pretty bad, or yeah, that's stupid, or yeah, that doesn't make sense. And that's for the most part why people are seeing the stuff for. Now, granted, they want to see in your inflection, because otherwise you just go to any video and watch any review, anybody talk about that film, but it's this specific person, that personality, but also talk about this. The New Adventures of Captain S. This is one of the people in that AVGN roast that I got requested. I didn't know who he was. It's his intro like a old TV show. Wonder where. So yeah, a lot of times, a lot of people were asking for James to participate in stuff. Nostalgia Trip being one of them. Captain S here. Pat Country later on, which I'm sure that'll come up eventually. I would assume with Pat Country. Now, granted, a lot of people wanted James because they knew it would get a lot more views. I don't know how it benefited James, though. Maybe just, hey, the more people I talk to, the more people I make connections with, who knows what will happen. Maybe crossover will create more crossover appeal. Uh-oh, we got subbed to the Twilight Zone. It just couch is the high man, couch high by the chair at that point. Oh yeah, that's kind of funny. James being in the Home Alone game. That's kind of funny. This seems like it would have been funny as just an AVGN episode on its own, him being in the game. I'm sure nowadays he couldn't say the word retarded because the PC bit of business. I agree. It would have been funnier if they didn't censor it. Like one curse word you could allow. I think that would have been made a much bigger laugh to not censor it. Definitely agree with him on that. But the idea, I did chuckle at it. Oh, okay, that's why Screw Attack. Yeah, he was working with that website, so it's like, hey, part of the DOT to do this. It's kind of interesting to have James in the game. You could do stuff like that for the movie, like him in these games. Like he gets trapped into these games that he ranted on, so he's going through all the games, cursing them out, giving his wisecracks. It could be him, Mike Matei, and Kyle Justin. The three of them. So, so for the most part, he's skipping season 3 and 4. Oh, the accessories, the Rolling Rock. I remember that. That seems like an awful accessory. I don't know why that would have been made in the first place. Let's play teeter totter and enjoy. Almost falling on our ass. I mean, what was the thinking behind that? Hey, we want kids to break their necks. Rolling rocker. I'd like to meet the person who thought of that idea and said, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? Oh, whoops, 1 second. 2 hours, 23 minutes, 36 seconds, unpaused. Now. I don't see. I wanted to see what else came out in season 3 and 4. Let's see. I would say. I mean, I would say some of the episodes were disappointing. Superman 64 was definitely disappointing because he didn't get far in it. That's why he did another version of it later on. I did like the Dick Tracy one. CDI was fun. I would say Mylon's Secret Castle Yeah, but here's the thing though. Deadly Towers was on there, and that's one of the worst ones he did. Was Deadly Towers, because that was when, hey, fans, you send all the insults, I'll say them. But they weren't good insults that fans sent in. I'm sorry, but they were not good dialogue, quotes, and would have preferred James to review it himself. Like, Deadly Towers was horrible, and Superman 64 was disappointing. Virtual Boy was an entertaining one. Season 4, I would say I like the Jaguar two-parter. Manifest Odyssey was fun. Plumbers Don't Wear Ties is one of his best. I like, damn, it's so dark you can barely see. See, I would I would note Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, Super Pitfall. I would definitely point out those two things. Even Sword Quest, just you showcase a bit of the history of it. The Pawn consoles, a lot of good stuff there. Screwattack.com. Man. That takes me back. Screwattack.com. Oh, is this when he announces the movie? I'll go a little bit longer. Prolonged dream we're getting into. We're 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 33 seconds. Oh no. Yeah, it was the worst decision he made was to make a movie. The worst decision. Not the worst, but one of the worst decisions was to make the movie. One of the worst decisions. AVGN 3.33. You cannot make a movie. Well, yeah, if you watch the movie, that proves it. The Prolonged Dream. I mean, for season 5, there were some good episodes. Cheetahman 2, Game Glitches. His revisiting of Back to the Future. Even Rob the Robot. So there's some fun episodes there, but yeah, well, yeah, there's talk of like, what could the movie be? What could the movie be incorporating into it? So that was 2010. It wouldn't be released till 2014. 4 years. Damn, 4 years. Yeah, Fred the movie's worse than AVGN movie. Yeah, Nostalgia Critters movies are absolutely terrible too. Yeah, I mean, the AVGN episode is short, for the most part, to the point. The backbone is a review of a game. You talk about the criticisms of the game, why it's bad, why is this and that, and the skits, whether you like or hate them, at least they're not long enough to make you want to stop watching. At least that's what it seemed like to me. And people could let go of the budget because hey, it's a guy on YouTube making videos. Then now we're gonna be CNN or a TV show on Fox or something. I'm gonna pause it there because I'm 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 17 seconds. I've been going on for over an hour. If the guy requested James, I have a feeling he was going to request more of these. Like the first part was about an hour and a half, this is about an hour. If he does request a third part, that would be from 2:30 to 4, which would be the end of the Prolonged Dream and the beginning of the Streamwave era. If that's the case, then at least it'd be all consistent on that basis, on that part, and captured in one video, if that makes sense. Like, this is the rest of the Golden Age. If he does request one, then this is about the Prolonged Dream. So that way it keeps these a little bit more separated. But thanks once again, James. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks to the few people that watch. I appreciate it. Better than nothing. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.